that's when I really started looking at, well, how do I really feel about being in a relationship? Because how do I really feel? Because I knew in 2008 I had this decision to make. I was either going to trade in my acting career in order to trade up, to work in a coordinated effort with my husband to reach a heightened level of success, to build an empire, or I was going to continue to do what we were doing, which was this. I was going off doing my thing all day long. He was going off doing his thing all day long. And then we were coming home and we were fighting, vying over this power position, this male-female kind of thing, bickering, because that was the game. We didn't have a game. We didn't have like a purpose together. So after he presented that book with me, I said, okay, now we're going to play by new rules. Now I'm trading in my career, I'm gonna support you, okay? It was my first entrepreneurial moment where you actually put something at risk. I bet all the chips on a man. Like, I can't even freaking believe I did it myself. Like, I went all in on Grant. I'm like, shit, that was ballsy. Thank God I have an honorable man, thank God, because the bet paid off in spades. But I went all in on him and I said, you know what, we've got to get on the same page. I'm gonna come on, I'm gonna do everything I need to do to be able to build us out, to build up this infrastructure for us. We're gonna go do us, we're gonna do our life. We're gonna have everything that we want. This is what it's gonna look like. We're gonna figure out, so who are we as a couple, Grant? Like, it's not just me anymore, it's us. Like, how can we come together and be stronger together? Who are we? We started to figure out who we are as a couple. Like 8 billion people, that got our attention, right? When you think 8 billion people, I want to change the trajectory of 8 billion people's lives. We want them winning from our products and services. That's a big enough target. Right? When you say, I want to be a power couple, it was laughable back when we came up with this. When we said we're going to be a power couple, it was ridiculous. We were the fighting couple. We weren't the power couple. We were like the playing small games, a little bickering back and forth. Like, ooh, I'm big man, I won that one. I was right on that one. Ooh, I mean, I played these like, man, I can come up with some wit, man. I can come up with some wit and some whip. I mean, I can sting, you know, like, I prepare it too, like in the shower and stuff. I'm like, oh, next time this happens, I'm gonna be like, you know, I mean, I could shoot some targets, you know, but that was the game. The game wasn't who are we. You know, it kept us apart. Remember, not depend on anyone. Can't be codependent, God forbid. They'll give you a drug for that if you let them. But I was like, you know what? We've got to start thinking differently if we're gonna frickin' make this thing. We're gonna become on the same page. Number two, we're gonna figure out our roles. Who does what? Not based on male, female, but based on strengths and weaknesses. Who does what in the relationship? Like, leave ego aside. If we wanna have the Super Bowl win of life, how do we operate as a team to get there? Because there's gonna be enough on the outside that don't wanna see you win. See, Grant no longer had to be my enemy because I have a bigger game. Because I promise you, when you start playing at big enough levels, you're gonna have people out there that don't wanna see you win. This might come as a surprise to y'all, okay? But there's people out there that actually wanna see Grant and I go broke. Like, nothing would make them happier. There's people out there, those are the enemies. The enemies are the people that don't want to see the little guy win. You know, the little girl from New Orleans, Louisiana that never thought anything much about herself, certainly didn't think she was smart enough to amount to a hole of beans. They don't want to see somebody like me make it, because if I make it, it means everyone can make it. Those are the enemies, the people that want to keep the little people like myself down. But you know what? The little people sometimes get smart. And the little people sometimes rise up and they frickin' accomplish things. Those are the enemies. You know, this may come as another great big surprise to y'all, but there are people out there that actually want to see Grant and I divorced. They want to see us separated. Why? Because they want to see weakness. They want to see people fail. It's hard, man. It's not easy. It's not easy. I mean, you're not supposed to win. You don't walk into your house and there's $1 million sitting on your dining room table. It's not like, this world isn't meant for that. This world is meant to keep you small, individuated, thinking you have to do it all on your own. God forbid there's strength in numbers. God forbid a man and a woman come together and figure the shit out and fucking rise to the top together. God forbid that. The number 3 thing we do is we support each other. You know, you gotta have wins. You win when you help each other achieve your goals and your dreams. You stop comparing your life. We stopped comparing our lives to what I thought it was supposed to look like. I looked at other people and I was like, oh my God, they have the perfect life. They do this, they do that. Everything's so perfect in their world until they end up in a divorce. And I'm like, oh, maybe it wasn't so perfect. You know? What really makes me happy is winning with Grant, because then they're losing.